Okay, so again, good morning, everyone. My name is David Scalora. I'm a corporate trainer with MLS Listings. Before we start here, again, I have muted everybody, so just use the chat window. Now, before we start, we just want to go over kind of what is in California Paragon, what's in Paragon, why we added it. So I'm going to show you a slide here. Data. So we have on the right-hand side, we have what's in Matrix, right? Our shared data. We have our 5 core counties: San Mateo County, Santa Clara, San Benito, Monterey, Santa Cruz. Obviously, we started sharing with East Bay about a year ago. So we have East Bay, Alameda, and Contra Costa data in Matrix. And then we have some CRMLS data: Los Angeles, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange County. Now in Paragon, on the left side of the screen, you're going to see we have everything that's in Matrix is in Paragon. But in addition, we have San Francisco, right? San Francisco data, Bear East. So we have Wine Country, Marin, Napa, Sonoma, Metro List, right? Sacramento. So what you get is 25 counties in Paragon, right? While in Matrix you get 11 counties. And what I'm sure you do, we're going to do a simple search here to kind of illustrate the importance of why we needed to add Paragon. What we're seeing is agents, San Francisco agents, are taking business inside one of our core counties. However, they're listing the property on their home MLS, right? It's going on San Francisco, but we don't share data with San Francisco. So when they list it on there and it doesn't come over there, they might not realize it, right? We'd hope that they list it, if it's in our service area, we'd hope that they list it in Matrix and then also on their home MLS. But that's the disparity we're seeing here. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go and do a search here. So I'm in Matrix. I'm going to do a quick Matrix search, and I'm just going to run a single family, active single family for the city of, and we'll say for the city of, let's just say San Jose, right in the core here, right? So we have 179 matches, you'll see, that's sitting over there in Matrix. Now, if I go over to Paragon here, and let's give it a second here, we'll do the exact same search now on Paragon, and let's see what we find here. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into search. And let's run that here. So again, active status, just like we did in Matrix search, single family, and city of San Jose. Okay. And let's keep an eye on our count here, and let's see what we got. So with that search criteria, oops, put that back in there, San Jose. There we go. Okay, so 198. So 198 listings, right, sitting over in the Paragon side of the world. But while we were in Matrix, it was 179. So, that's a big discrepancy. 20 listings, 19 listings. And what we're finding is those listings are exactly what I mentioned. There are San Francisco out of our area agents taking business, right, but not listing it or not realizing that we don't data share with their home MLS yet. So that data is not coming over to Matrix. So obviously we're in a low inventory environment, and if you're a buyer's agent, missing out on these 19 listings, that could be catastrophic there. Obviously, as we go north towards San Mateo County and San Francisco, that's where we'd expect to see a difference there from agents, as we're closer to get to San Francisco. But it's kind of alarming when we do a search in San Jose and we see 19 listings that are in Paragon, not in over Matrix. So that's kind of what's in Matrix, right? The data set's 25 counties compared to 11. And the reason why, we've added it's just an additional tool. Now, you might notice on our homepage, you've got this California edition Paragon January 31st, right? So all that's going to happen is MLS listings, this old version is going away, and this beta is going to be removed. All you're going to be seeing is just Paragon will be sitting right here for you to use, right? It's live right now. It's ready for you to use, but here's where it's sitting right there. Now, Matrix is not going away. I need to emphasize that. Matrix will be right here, right? And so hopefully, as we go forward and we sign more data share agreements, we'll get San Francisco over, right? We'll get varies, and we'll get MetroList over there in the Matrix side of the world. So Matrix is not going anywhere. I had a class the other day, and everyone thought Matrix on January 31st was going away, and that's not the case, right? So just additional data set. We hope you use it. Make sure you don't lose out on any data. Right? You don't want your clients to get frustrated because they're seeing data, right, and you're having to finding it. So without any further ado, let's jump into Paragon here. And so here we are. First thing, you might notice my screen is a little different than what you might see when you go into Paragon. That's just because I'm in the 80s mode here. You see I've got Pac-Man and the 80s, right? So it's just a little aesthetic-wise. You can adjust the preferences, and I'll show you before we leave how to do that. Just want to throw that out there. So first off, what we're seeing on our screen right up top, right, is our power search bar. Street names, listing IDs, asking price ranges, listing agents. So it's really used for a broader type of search. You know, if you have someone tells you, well, I don't know the exact address, I just know it's over there on, you know, Waverly Street, right? Well, you could type in Waverly here and just get everything that's on Waverly. MLS numbers, type in there. Remember, if you type an MLS number in there, you've got to remember to put the prefix. So, you know, it originated in San Francisco. The MLS number is SF and the number. So you got to include that SF, just like you include ML for our MLS listing numbers. Listing agent, you know, if you just wanted to look up, you don't know maybe the listing, but you know who the listing agent is, you can search by the listing agent name, and all of their activity will come up. So that's at the very top there. On the left-hand side, this is our power search. Our quick search. This is our quick search bar. You see they've got a few fields here. You can adjust this. I'll show you how before this is over. But essentially, we can go ahead and adjust it by clicking the edit widget. So you can have up to 15 fields in the, or you might just decide you want a couple. Some agents tell me they just use it for address. Somebody calls them and has an address for them, they just pop it in. Our main search tool is up here. We're going to be using that today. In the middle here, you've got, you know, any important announcements we'll post there. Right-hand side, you got your market monitor. Think Market Watch, right? Market Watch in the Matrix world, same type of thing. So we'll show you that as well. So today we're going to go over just the basics to start off. You know, search, print, email, report. We are going to also go over some contact management, and that's adding contacts and then setting up auto notifications, auto emails to those contacts. And we'll take a look at your portal. Show you what that looks like on the Paragon side of the world. They call that the Collab Center here. Okay, so let's jump into do a search here. I'm going to go right here into search. Okay. And so we've got our search here. Now you notice I've got all my classes, residential income, right? So duplexes, triplexes, mobiles, lots of land, you name it. All the classes are right here. If you want to do a multi-class, if you want to search residential, but you also want to include commercial, right? Multi-class will let you search the entire class list. It's kind of equivalent in Matrix. We call it the property class search. So you can use that if you want to search more. If you just wanted to search residential, you just go into residential, right? Sorry, it was cross property I was thinking of for the multi-class in the Matrix world. So I'm going to jump into residential here. Here we go. And here's our search. So first off, MLS number. Obviously, you can type an MLS number. Go ahead and search it. It'll bring up that specific one. Mapping. So I'll go back around to mapping in a second. Obviously, we can go ahead and instead of choosing city, you know, county, that kind of thing, if we want, we can go and just draw shapes, and that would be the area our search criteria is defined to. Status here. So status, I can type an A for status, and let's say I wanted active, I can just type A and get actives. Otherwise, I can use a little magnifying lens right here, which I'll use, and then all the statuses are here. So maybe I also want to include solds, right? And here we go, and it's saved right there. You've got your equals to button, you might notice on the right-hand side. So I can go ahead and click equals or not equals to. Equals to obviously searches actives and solds. Not equal to, if I selected that, would filter out actives and solds. So I'd get everything except actives and solds if I change it to not equal to. They've got obviously beginning and end date ranges for listing date, contract date. I selected sold, so I got to give it a range for my COE date range. I could use the calendar here and say beginning and end, or I can use this little date range right here. On date range, I'll go ahead and select it. And let's go ahead and go back, let's say 60 days, 2 months here. So that's kind of easy way to select the range there. Let's go ahead and search single families. But again, I can go ahead, if I want to, instead of just typing SFR, I can go ahead and use this little magnifying glass. So maybe I'll throw in there condos and townhomes. Word of the wisdom, if you're ever searching townhouses, also include condos. If you're searching condos, include townhouses. Because usually agents, sometimes they put them in condos, sometimes they put them in townhouses, and there's not much difference except for architectural type there. So I'm going to save there. You might notice on the right-hand side, something I like is criteria summary. So as you're building your search, it's going to go ahead and list there your criteria. So you see everything I've done: active, sold, 60 days back, single family, condo, townhouse, right? So I could go ahead and, if I'm not getting the kind of result, if I saw something like a 0 up here, something's wrong, I could take a look here and see what's wrong with my search. Maybe I open it up. If I hit the little pencil, I can go ahead and edit it. I hit the little X button, I can go ahead and delete that criteria there. Let's see, moving on down. You got your beds, your baths, square footage, right? And you get a minimum, maximum. So, if I wanted a range, I could say, give me a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 3. So a range of 2 to 3 for the bedrooms. If I wanted exactly 3 here, I could say minimum 3, maximum 3. That would give me exactly 3. Or I could just take away the 3 and say, right, leave nothing in there. Now I'm getting everything, right, 1, 2, all the way up to 3. Let's see, same with the rest here. Let's see here. How about price? So again, low and a high. So if I wanted a range, I could say, give me everything from 500,000 up to 900,000, right? Or I can go ahead and take off that low, and now I'm searching again, right? Everything from $1 up to 900,000. I got county, city, area, zip code. So I'll say my search city, and I'll just head up to my neck of the woods, Daly City. All right. So see, right now, using this criteria, we got 48 results. At the very bottom, they do have a thing called features. I'll show you right here. You must have, must not have, right? Be careful if you use these. I'll show you why. So you'll see I've got all these terms. Maybe for the bedroom here, I'll open that up. And maybe I need to have, let's see here, a certain master bedroom or whatever characteristic it is here. I can go ahead and select it, must have, right? The problem is it's only as good as the listing agent, right? When the listing agent puts a listing in, they have to code the listing. So, they don't code it with these kind of codes, then, you're not going to get any data. So be careful if you do decide to use one of these features there. I'll cancel that here. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up these results. I'm going to go ahead and hit the search button. And that's going to bring up these 48 results. And here they are. So you see we're in a little spreadsheet view here. We've got these 48. First thing I noticed, it gives us the listing count, our results. It also gives us a high, low, an average, and a medium, right? I'm going to take a look at this. Take a look at this listing here. Just open it up. You're going to see it looks pretty similar to Matrix here. You've got your photos right here, our characteristics, beds and baths, and so forth. Let's see here. My map's not loading. Maybe it's taking a second here. You've got your commission rates. So all this should look pretty similar. Public remarks, agent remarks. A couple of things I do like here. One of them on the very bottom of the page, let's see, listing agent, right, info. So if you want to contact that listing agent, just click on that email. And you'll see now, here comes, you can just go ahead and compose an email right from there. So you don't have to copy and paste it like you do in Matrix there. I'll hit cancel there. One thing you might want to do, and I'll show you before we go, is preference-wise, create an auto email, or not an auto email, but an email signature. Because when they send those links out, it's just a boring link. So it's a good idea to create a little signature there, and I'll show you where that's at. Let's see, I want to go back up to the top here. There's my map. So another nice thing is the map. You can move this map around. You can also zoom in and zoom out. If you use the plus and the minus key on your keyboard, it'll zoom in and zoom out. It doesn't work on solds, but on active contingent pendings, you can go ahead and zoom in and zoom out. So That's kind of nice there. Right underneath the photos, you'll see you got H, so you can bring up any history. Let's see here, we've got our CRS. So that's like that's tax county data. They use CRS. It's not Realist. We use Realist. So we'll be teaching that in future classes as well. So it's a little bit different interface. RPR, which we have access to from our homepage. Cloud CMA, got a walk score, and these other kind of things are build facts and a rate plug there. So I'm going to hit the back button here and go back to my results. And so let's say I want to go and work with a few of these. So I want to go ahead and work with, let's say, these three right here. Right. So first thing is I can go ahead and hit the checked button right here. If I hit the check button, it will go ahead and it will, you see now it's narrowed it down to just the ones I want to work with, right? If I want to bring all the data back, I can hit that all button right here. And now I've got, it still leaves the ones I checked, but now it brings all the data back, right? Email. So I want to email these three out. And again, we're going to go over contact management in a few minutes, but I can go ahead and hit this email button at the top here. And you'll see we work kind of left to right in Paragon. So hyperlink, and so attachment PDF or HTML, right? And you can insert into the body of the spreadsheet. So the nice thing with the hyperlink is it's a live link. So when you're sending out the hyperlink, your clients check it in the morning, and they check it again later in the day, any changes that were made will show up. So it's a live link. It's constantly being updated. At the bottom here, so I selected the three, so it assumes those are the three I want to email out, but it does give me the choice to select all listings or just the current listing I was looking at. Here's my reports, so I go ahead, you'll see it defaults to the client full version, and then I can go ahead, if I want to include multiple reports in the email, I can choose whatever ones I want here, just hit the add button, moves them on over, and I select them. A word otherwise, again, agent full. In the matrix side of the world, we make it almost impossible for you to send an agent full. You have to print it out, right, and literally hand it to your client. Paragon will let you send an agent full version if you choose agent full. So be careful there. You don't want to send your clients any confidential data. All right, then I just hit the email button, and now I've emailed those three listings out to my client. Okay, let's see. So we've got email saving. You got two options: save search as. We're going to do a save search in a minute. Save search as is what you want to go ahead and use there. You can go ahead and attach it to an auto email, which we'll do in a sec. Thank you. Okay, moving on. You got your print and print plus. Print is a print screen. It's not for reports. Print plus, on the other hand, is for reports. So if you just want to print what's on your screen, use print. Otherwise, the print plus button right here, I'll open that up, and you'll see I can go ahead now and I can print out the selected ones I had chosen, or all the listings, or the current listing again. PDF or HTML. I imagine most agents use PDF is usually the way to go when you're printing there. Let's see here. Photos, spreadsheet. You can also, if you want to print the criteria page as well as driving directions, you can go ahead and you have those options there. Just pick the reports you want to print out and hit that add button right there. And now you're going to go ahead and print out those ones. You'll see at the bottom, it gives you a total estimated pages. And on top, you have a print preview button. So, you can, it's a good idea to preview. Then before you do it, just in case you don't want to waste paper, they have a ton of reports in Paragon, and I'll show you those in a second. So really, you just kind of have to view them and see what ones you like. If you like them, use them. But they have really a ton of reports, way more than in Matrix or anywhere else I've ever seen. So I'm gonna close this out here. Okay, moving on. Export, real simple. You want to export to Excel, of course, just click export, goes right to Excel. Customize. So customize here, we have a couple options. So fields and sorts, right? So I can go ahead and use the fields. Sorting is just like we do in Matrix. If you wanted to have, you can do a custom sort right here, right? I can move this stuff around if I want, just drag and drop. I can also, let's say I want to go ahead and filter by just the price. I can click on price, right? And I can filter highest to lowest, lowest to highest by clicking on the individual column. If you want to do a multi, where you say, hey, I want to sort by maybe first off price, then by the lot size, then by days on market, in that case, we go ahead and use that sort button. It's a multi-column sort. Fields, so I'm going to go ahead and hit customize these fields. This is how I can go ahead and customize that spreadsheet. So if I wanted to, for instance, maybe I want to add something here. I want to add area to my spreadsheet. I go ahead and hit the add button here, and there's area. If I want to go ahead and move anything around, I can say, oh, maybe I want area to display, you know, it's one of the first columns there. Then I can go ahead and hit move up, and that will go ahead and move up. If I had multiple things I want to move up, I could select more than one, hit move up, and you'll see those are moving on up. So the more I move them up, basically the more to the left of the screen over here that they'll be displayed. And now I can just hit save, right? And I can always revert back to my default. Okay, let's see here. Reports. So let's take a look at our reports on the right-hand side of the screen right here. So like I mentioned, they have a lot of reports, you'll see. So here's my favorites. I've got a lot of them up there. Here's our spreadsheets. So they give us, 15 different spreadsheets. You know, you can take a look. There's just small differences on each of them. And as we go down here, we got more. So I can open some of these up here. And specialty views. So for instance, maybe I want to go ahead and see I want to see these results on a map, right? I can go ahead, I'll select a few here, more. And notice that MLS number I'm looking at here, SF. So that was one that I mentioned earlier. That's a San Francisco agent, right? That listed it on his home MLS, San Francisco, right? And that's why we have that discrepancy, because we don't share with San Francisco yet in Matrix. So it's sitting over here in Paragon, but that wouldn't come over to the Matrix side of the world. So let's say I want to see these. On a map. I'm gonna go ahead and select the Bing map, right, as one of my reports there. So when I select that, now I get this map, and here we go. Okay, and so it's going to go ahead and load up, and it's going to put all those listings there on there. If I wanted to, for instance, maybe I want to use my actions button. I want to use driving directions from here. I can use driving directions right here, and now it's going to go ahead. It's going to start me off at my office, but I can go ahead and change that if I want to do, meet at Starbucks or wherever I want to meet. And then from here, I can adjust this map. Maybe this first address, I don't want to lead off with that one, so I'll go ahead and drag it, and I'll make it down here. I'll make it the last one, and you'll see now it's down as the last one there. And if you do that, just make sure you hit Update Map. It'll update for you, and just click your Calculate Directions button right here. And it's going to calculate directions. And you've got your turn-by-turn directions right underneath the map. Gives you a little, estimated time and total distance. I'm not so sure about the estimated time. I don't think this is dialed in like these apps like Waze. The distance is good, but I'd be a little bit cautionary about the exact time. I don't know if it's real-time data. I'm going to hit cancel there. And I'm going to hit the back button here. All right. So when you're dealing with reports, one good idea, I think, is just, view a lot of reports. Just open them up and see what ones you like. And once you do like one, what you can just do is just grab it, click on it, and drag it all the way to the top and put it in your favorites. That way you don't have to go looking for it again. Right? So you see I grabbed just a few random ones and I put it up here. So that's kind of just what you got to do. Find the reports you like. Right? All right. So let's see. Search-wise here, you're going to notice that Paragon uses columns here, right? They don't use windows. They use tabs. So here's the one I'm on right here. If I wanted to, I could hit this new search button. So here's the new search, and I get basically another, right? So I could clear this out and do another search. I also have another button, so I'll click it again, new search again. So I can have up to 3 different searches going on at one time per class, right? So 3 per residential, 3 per residential income, 3 per commercial. All right, so I can have a lot of searches going on at one time there. All right, so I'm going to go back here. I'll just close these out. Notice right here, I can always go back to my home page from here. All right, and click residential home. So let's go ahead and let me go ahead and adjust this search here. So right here, I'm going to take away the city of Daly City here. All righty. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and use our mapping here. So instead of choosing the city, I'm going to hit this little globe on the right-hand side here. And that's going to bring up my Bing map. And so what I'm going to do here is, first off, if I had a street address, right, and I want to go and draw like a radius of a mile or two, I could put that in here. You know, for as an example there, let me go and type in an address. Okay, 1275 Inwood. And I'll hit my search button. And it's going to center that right there. And so here is that property I just searched. And if I want to draw a radius, maybe I want a 2-mile radius around there, I'll hit draw. And now I've got a 2-mile radius. Now that's my search zone, right around right there. It's going to load some results. Remember, I already put in some criteria, actives and solds, so it's got 27 to display. If I want to, I can actually click on these guys. You know, this one's 680,000, so I can click on that, and it should bring it up, and there it is. Right, so if I want to actually access that MLS number, I can just click right on that MLS number. Let's see here. Over here, I have some tools, just like a matrix. You got some drawing tools, so rubber band, polygon, and radius. So polygon, if I want to go ahead and draw a shape, I go ahead and draw the little shape. And now that's going to be, I can draw as many shapes as I want, just like a matrix. And now if there's any results over there, it would go ahead and give me those results as well. Right? They also have, like I said, the rubber band. And rubber band is just, you click it once, and then you can go ahead, right? It just stretches out there. And click again, it sets it there. For layering here, you go ahead and click this little button. This is your layer button. So if you wanted to overlap, let's say postal codes, right? We can go ahead and overlap. Now we've got the postal codes right on there. Same with cities, counties, flood plans, neighborhoods, and parcel lines. One thing you might notice, they don't have high schools. You know, in Matrix, you have high school and elementary. We'll see if we can get those added. Same with MLS areas. You might notice there's no way to overlap areas on here. So hopefully those could get added when we do our next release there. All right, so just a little bit of map here, and then I can hit add to criteria here, and I'll go right back to my search. Now my search is updated with the mapping, right? Those shapes are now my map. Those are my search criteria. So you can just use that. There's also another way. If you're in search right here up at the top, you notice you have mapping over here. Here's mapping. So I could always click on mapping right there, and start my search that way. I can draw the map, get my area down, and then hit add to criteria and go ahead and start my search. There's always a couple ways really in Paragon to get to one place here. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to go back now right here. Before we go into contacts, I just want to real quickly quick search here. So on quick search, I know I mentioned you click edit widget. So if you click that edit widget, here it is. Here's your quick search option. So again, you can customize. You can have up to 15 over here, right, that show up. Or you, if you want, just have a couple. So if you want to go ahead and add anything, right, go ahead and just select the ones you want to add. Hit the add button. All right. If you want to move them around, move them up top, go ahead and just hit that move up button. So similar to that other function, and move them on up. Otherwise, if you want to remove them, just click the ones you want to remove, hit remove. Now they're back over here. All right, so you can customize that. Just hit apply, and your quick search will be whatever columns you've put on there. Okay, so let's deal with some contacts here. So here's my contacts. I'm gonna go ahead and hit contacts. And I'm going to go ahead and add a contact first off. So let's hit add contact. So we have contact information. So we'll give them a name. First name, I'll use Carlos, one of my fellow trainers here. Rodriguez, so I'll use him in here. Go ahead and put in the email. I'm just going to use a fake one, so I'm bombard his account here, and then choose it if it's primary, right? Whatever one you want is primary to use here. You can also put in telephones, code them as what kind of managed contact type, right? Or buyer, seller, that kind of a thing. And just go ahead and hit that save button once you got that contact info filled out here. Okay, so you see contact added successfully here. So now I can go ahead and hit this next button. Here's contact activity. Obviously, there is no search activity yet because, hasn't opened it. But I get the next button here. And now I'm back to my contact info. And you notice on the left-hand side, right, I'm under contact info. So I can either open up these things and go through them if I want to, or just hit the next button, right? And now it gives me to save searches here. So I can go ahead and add a new save search, right? If I want to, or load an existing save search, right? So let's go ahead and actually, or I can just do a search here. So let me go ahead and let's go ahead and just do a search. So I'm going to do a search, residential here. Now that I've added my contact. And sometimes it does take a couple seconds to load. Here we go. Okay, so I'm back on the same search here. Remember, I can always clear it and start over. I'll just use this search and I'll save it here. So I'm going to go to Save Search. I'm going to use Save Search As. And so now you can see when I do Save Search As, I get the choice of saving it for myself or my contact. So I want to save it for my contact because what we're going to do here is now that we've added a contact, I want to set that contact up with an auto email. So I'll name my search, right? I think this was David City, single family, under 900,000, right? You can name it your client's name, name it whatever you want, as long as you know what it is. And you're assigned to a contact, right? At this point, if we didn't have the contact already in there, we could hit add a contact, right? Put the contact in and then assign to them. But since I've already added the contact, I'll go ahead. I'll just find that contact that's in my contact list. And I'll go ahead and attach it to them. So let's see here. There is Carlos Rodriguez. All right. And I'll hit save. All right. And save and notify. Okay. So we're attaching this search to our to one of our contacts. And now we can set it up so that we can set up for an auto email. You'll see right here, notification options now. All right, here's the search. And I want to do is Collab Center with auto notify. That's an auto email. So I want to go and click that guy right here. Now, if it's your first time doing this, it's going to ask you to basically set up your Collab Center. So I'll show you kind of what that entails. It's really easy. And then once you do it, it's going to give you these options. So you see the send notification to client. I've got it on. Right? Here's my notification settings right here. So I click that notification settings. And now I can go ahead, I can customize my my email body here if I want to go ahead and have a separate note, right? Hello, thanks for, that kind of thing. Let's see here. And we've got client schedule, immediately and recurring. So client schedule, let's say I click recurring, right? That's auto email. So I'll hit set time frame. And now you see I can set it up daily, weekly, monthly. I can tell you what days. I can also even do the time, if I want to set an exact time. And then every time I get new results, right, it's going to go ahead and send that to my client on this schedule I choose here. Otherwise, I could say immediately, right, and that's just ASAP. It's going to go right to my clients immediately. You can CC who you want. Always be CC yourself, right? And you can change the subject if you want as well. Agent notifications. So it also will notify you, the agent, obviously, when things are done, when your client's favorite They favor a listing. Hey, they like that listing that you sent them, or they don't like it, or they do a search, right, on your portal. So you can set up a recurring if you want a certain time to be notified, or immediately if you want to be notified immediately once your client's, done something there. Okay, so, and I'm going to get out of here. So once we have our notifications all set up, all I have to do is hit send link, and it'll send a link that your client will then get that can go into your Collab Center, right? Your portal, basically. I'll take a look. I want to show you what it looks like. Here's a site. We're going to take a look and see what your Collab Center looks like, right? So we'll go ahead and take a look. I'm going to go to my contacts here. I'm done setting up Carlos here, so I'm going to go back to my contacts. One of the things under contacts is view and manage contacts, right? You can go in there and you'll see basically the screen here. So if I want to take a look, one of my contacts I've sent email to here, I can hit view and I can view their sites, right? And what I'm seeing now is, what I'm about to see now is what their portal looks like when they go on your portal, really. And so here's our new Collaborative Center dashboard, and here we are. So I've got, listings I've saved. Here's the listings. So they go on in there and they choose what they like there. Here's where your photo would go. I've got my Niners emblem up there. And your phone number, your name, all this can be adjusted into what you want, and that's what the Collab Center Preferences does, right? So when I'm in Paragon here, and I think I was back on here we are. So this Collab Center Preferences, right? So I can go in there. This is what it's going to ask you to do the first time. And so agent name, how do you want it to display, your phone number, your secondary phone number. So you get a choice of all this, how you want it to look. If you have some links to your social networks, Facebook, Twitter, right? If you got a YouTube video, you want to put in a little story video, right? Go and do that. That could be of your brokerage, of yourself, Caddyshack, the movie, whatever you want, right? So it's totally up to you. Agent image, and go and upload an image of yourself there, right? Just hit that photo up here, and then hit save. All right. Now moving on, I'm going to show you what actually under preferences here. So when you're under preferences, you'll see we have Collab Center as well right here. So you can always go into Collab Center and go right through it here and go through. So here's that first page I was looking at, right? It's exactly the same, right? And then next up is About Me page. Right, so here's your little About Me page you can customize. Then links. So if you want to add maybe a link, maybe you want to add a link to your website, right? To your own website or whatever link you want to add. Put it right there. Office information. And again, just how things are going to be displayed. And here's notification options here. And so notifications. So agent notification options, right? Notify a new listing, notify a price change. It's going to notify you any changes, right? As well as, right, your client notifying favorite listings, so whatever they do. So similar to your portal on Matrix, right? And search options, finally. You also get to choose, right, your client, when they go in there, they can do searches. So if you want them to be able to search everything, you can give them access to everything. If you only want to give them maybe access to residential, right, you can just give them access to residential. You choose what you want to give them access to. You also choose what statuses they can search, right? Active, sold. So if you don't want to give them sold, access to solds, you can take that off there. And so that is the Collab Center. Make sure you've got to fill that out, prompt you to, right, when you actually set up a contact here. Also, email. See email right here. So under preferences, right, email, good idea. Put that email signature in there. Create your email signature so it's not a boring link when you send out these links to your clients. System preferences. This is where user interface. So if you're wondering, how did I get that grades? Look up here, right? Here's how I did it. I just used the interface, and I can go ahead and choose, July 4th, whatever kind of little template I want to have on here. Beach scene, right? So that's how you do it. You can also obviously customize font sizes, font colors, a lot of different stuff there. So, you can go ahead and play around with your system preferences and set that all up. All right, so let's go back here. I'm going to close out this stuff and go back to my homepage. I just want to touch real briefly on Market Monitor. So Market Monitor here, same like I mentioned, same as on the matrix side of the world. It just gives you a nice, nice overview of what's going on. Open houses, tours, right? These are listings, price changes, and you can customize this. So hit your little widget right here and edit widget. And so you can go ahead and you put in, okay, so you see I've got RE, so I've got residential class, right? Just use your little magnifying lens and choose what classes you like. Right? Same with, so single family condo, and I tell it the county or area or city, right? So I customize it the way I want here. And also how far back do I want it to go? So I've got it separate 7 days, right? So if I wanted to see any new listings, I could click on just the new, show me all 131 new listings in the area that I'm looking at, that I've customized it. Price changes, right? I want to see price changes here. I click on it, and now what I'm getting here is all the price changes here. So you notice it's in this in this spreadsheet view. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and under reports here, open up reports, and maybe I want to see this as a hot sheet view. So I know it's here somewhere. There it is, hot sheet, I think. And so again, we've got so many. So when you find ones you like, make sure you throw it up there as a favorite, or you'll be doing what I'm doing here and looking for it. But I think that was the one I wanted, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on here. So you can do different views. And here I've got my price change. I did a hot sheet view, so I got my price change. And that's all Market Monitor is really. It's just, you want to take a quick glance at certain things, customize it however you like, and then open it up. So 84 open houses, 116 tours. Okay, so that's pretty much search, print, email report, as well as some contact management. Now they have a great help section up here. We'll click on that. So later on today, if you go in there and you forget how to do something or need help, go ahead, just click on contacts right here, for instance. So maybe you forgot how to set up the contacts. Click on contacts from the help, and what you're going to find here is they've got a really nice little setup. Adding a contact, right here it is, right here. Add a saved search to a contact, auto notifications, contact manager, right? Those kind of things. If you want to watch a little video, they got videos. So we're going to go ahead and as we move forward, once everyone's comfortable with really the basics, search, email, print, those kind of things, we'll get into CMAs later on. And our next one we'll be doing is, a Paragon like 201, CMAs, how to use the tax system, those kind of things. But, if you want to go ahead and get ahead of it, again, using Paragon tax system right here, right? So it's all right here. Otherwise, you can always contact me. I'm going to go ahead and put my information in the chat window, so you have it in there. If you want to go ahead and email me or with any questions, call me. And the final thing is also our YouTube page. So remember, we have our YouTube page up here. Oops, let me go ahead. So I'm going to open up YouTube. There we go. And search MLS listings. There we go. That's our channel. Here we are. And just hit videos. So you'll see we have up here all of our MLS Touch, our new mobile app, Dave and Daily City, if you want to watch the Accurate Hearing Report, Mark on Mondays are here. We also, though, notice we've done this class, Paragon Essentials, and we recorded it. So, so you can always watch that. I'm going to take this class we've done, Paragon 101, and I'm going to throw it up here as well. So it'll be a video up here later today, Paragon 101. So you can always go there. Otherwise, just let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'm going to put that in right here. And I'm going to open it up for any questions that you have here. So here is my number, 408-940-2428. That goes right to me. Text me, call me. Otherwise, if you want to send an email, send it to prodev at mlslistings.com. That'll go to either me or one of our trainers. We'll answer you right away with any questions you have. So, is there any questions? I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody, and if you have any questions, now's the time. Well, looks like I guess we're okay. Well, if you think of anything, just go ahead, give me a call, shoot me an email. But this is Paragon 101, and again, Matrix is not going away. But like I showed you, the discrepancy in data, so you're going to need to use Paragon. Make sure you're not missing out on any listings. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming, and have a great day.